Now, huge offseason shakeup. Seattle Seahawks target monster weapon after shutout SB and fans losing it. Seahawks Nation is buzzing right now after whispers of a massive offseason move following that shocking Super Bowl shutout. Insiders are hinting the front office isn't sitting still. They're aggressively targeting a true offensive monster weapon to make sure this never happens again. Is it a dominant wide receiver? A dual-threat superstar? Maybe a game-breaking playmaker from a rival squad? Fans are split. Some are fired up, calling it the bold reset the team needs. Others are stunned at how fast things are moving. One thing is clear. Something big may be brewing in Seattle, and the 12s are absolutely losing it over what could be a franchise-changing addition. What is going on in Seattle right now? Because this offseason is already starting to feel different and fans are absolutely losing it after that brutal shutout on the biggest stage of them all. The sting of getting blanked in the Super Bowl is something that does not fade quickly. And for the Seattle Seahawks, it has sparked serious conversations about urgency, aggression, and making a monster move before the rest of the league even catches its breath. Let's be real. Getting shut out in the Super Bowl is not just a loss. It is a statement. It is a spotlight moment where every weakness gets magnified. The offense could not move the ball consistently. Explosive plays were missing. Red zone efficiency disappeared. And when the confetti fell, it was painfully clear that something has to change if this team wants to get back and finish the job next time. Now insiders are whispering that the front office is not planning to sit still. In fact, they are reportedly targeting what many are calling a monster weapon to transform the offense overnight. And when fans hear that phrase, you can imagine the reaction. Timelines are exploding. Radio shows are heating up. Everyone wants to know who it is and how soon it can happen. So what exactly is Seattle looking for? First, let's talk about the obvious. When you get shut out on the biggest stage, it usually means one thing. Your playmakers were neutralized. Whether it was double coverage on the outside, pressure collapsing the pocket, or a lack of separation over the middle, the offense simply did not have that unstoppable element. Championship teams have that one player who forces defensive coordinators to lose sleep. Seattle wants that guy. Sources close to the situation suggest the front office is exploring both trade and free agency options. This is not a passive, we'll see what happens approach. This is aggressive. This is picking up the phone. This is calling teams who might be in cap trouble. This is evaluating wide receivers, hybrid tight ends, and even dynamic pass-catching backs who can line up anywhere and create mismatches. The phrase monster weapon is not being thrown around lightly. It implies size, speed, and the ability to tilt coverage. Think about a 6'4" target with elite body control who wins contested catches. Think about someone who demands safety help over the top, instantly opening up the run game and underneath routes. That is the kind of ripple effect Seattle desperately needs. And here's why this matters even more. The window is open right now. The defense proved it can compete with anyone. The coaching staff has built a system that can get to the final game. But in that final game, the offense stalled in ways that cannot be ignored. If you are this close, you do not rebuild. You reload. Fans are divided though. Some believe the offensive line should be the top priority. They argue that no weapon can shine if the quarterback does not have time. Others are demanding a true number one receiver, someone who can take over in crunch time. And then there's a third group that wants a versatile offensive chess piece, a modern weapon who can line up in the slot, in the backfield, even motion across the formation to create confusion. The front office appears to be listening to all of it. But they also know something fans sometimes forget. Big moves come with big costs. Trading for an elite playmaker means giving up draft capital. Signing one in free agency means a massive contract that affects the salary cap for years. This is a calculated risk. Still, after being shut out, doing nothing is a bigger risk. Around the league, rival executives are watching Seattle closely. They know a motivated contender can get aggressive fast. One anonymous executive reportedly said that when a team loses like that on the biggest stage, it either fractures or it comes back angry. Early signs suggest Seattle is choosing anger. There is also the quarterback factor. Having a trusted target changes everything. When the pressure is highest and the defense disguises coverage, elite quarterbacks look for that one player they trust to win regardless. If Seattle adds that kind of weapon, the entire offensive identity could shift from cautious to explosive. Imagine opening day next season. Imagine the crowd roaring as the new star runs out of the tunnel. Imagine the first deep shot connecting, silencing every critic who said the offense was not dynamic enough. That is the vision fans are clinging to right now. But let's dig deeper into strategy. Adding a monster weapon is not just about highlights. It is about forcing defensive adjustments. If you acquire a dominant outside receiver, defenses have to roll coverage, leaving one-on-one matchups elsewhere. If you land a versatile tight end with elite speed, linebackers struggle to keep up and safeties get pulled into uncomfortable positions. Every snap becomes a numbers game tilted slightly in your favor. And remember, Seattle was not far off. They did not sneak into the championship. They earned their way there, which makes the shutout even more frustrating. It was not about being overmatched all season. It was about not having that final gear when it mattered most. Social media has been wild. Some fans are already photoshopping potential trade targets in Seattle uniforms. Others are debating contract structures and cap hits like seasoned analysts. The hunger is real. Nobody wants to see that kind of offensive performance again when everything is on the line. The coaching staff has also reportedly been involved in these discussions. They are evaluating how a new weapon would fit schematically. This is not about collecting big names. It is about finding the right skill set. Someone who can stretch the field vertically, yes, but also someone who can convert third downs and win in tight coverage. And here's another layer. Culture. Bringing in a star means bringing in personality, expectations, and sometimes ego. The locker room chemistry that helped this team reach the final stage cannot be disrupted. So the front office must balance talent with temperament. Financially, there are creative ways to make it work. Restructures, incentive-heavy deals, even backloaded contracts to keep the current core intact. If the organization truly believes this one addition can push them over the top, they will find a way. There's also the psychological factor. When your team makes a bold move after a painful loss, it sends a message to the locker room. We are not satisfied. We are not complacent. We are going all in. That kind of message can energize veterans and motivate younger players. Of course, nothing is official yet. Rumors swirl every offseason, but the tone feels different this time. The language coming out of Seattle is urgent, decisive, almost impatient. And can you blame them? Getting shut out on the biggest stage is a wound that lingers. Every highlight replay, every offseason ranking, every debate show segment brings it back up. The only way to silence it is to return and finish the job. If this monster weapon move happens, it could reshape the power balance in the conference. Divisional rivals will have to adjust. Defensive coordinators will spend extra hours studying film. Primetime matchups will carry even more intrigue. For now, fans wait. Refreshing feeds, watching insider reports, debating trade packages. But one thing is certain, this offseason in Seattle is not quiet. It is charged with expectation. The organization knows the margin between heartbreak and celebration is razor thin. One more dynamic playmaker, one more matchup nightmare, one more reliable target in the biggest moments. That might be all it takes. And if the front office pulls it off, if they truly land the kind of monster weapon being discussed, do not be surprised if next season feels different from day one. Sharper, more explosive, more confident. Because after being shut out when the world was watching, standing still is not an option. Seattle is hunting, and the rest of the league is officially on notice.